Good afternoon, welcome, it's Anna here, and another flip through. What do you know? This is a fabric spring themed junk journal. I used a placemat that I found thrifting, and I have backed it with some canvas, and I have sewn around the edges. And I also folded up and made a pocket. I will show you shortly. Lovely tulips and text, and yeah, I think it's so spring-like and beautiful. Really love it. And it's quite sturdy, even though it's a fabric journal. It's really sturdy, so that's good. The dimensions are 10.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And this is a one signature journal with a spring theme, as I said. Has 100 pages front and back, so quite a chunky journal, but lots of journaling space, of course. So let's get started. As I said, I folded the bottom part of the placemat up, and then I have sewn it. I have added a piece of lace. This is just sewn on the sides and the top, so this is loose. I think it looks quite nice. In the pocket, so we have two big pockets, one in the front and one in the back. And in the front we have this journaling card that I made. This is a book page from a ladybird book called What to Look For in Spring. And I love the little hares playing and having fun. And you can journal on the back. This is a very colorful journal, which is not very common when it comes to me. I seldom use colors, but I have gone all in this spring themed journal. This is actually a vintage envelope that I just opened up. I have covered up some rips with full cellophane tape. I have put a fussy cut here of some daffodils, etc. And here is a little label, and I really like this, and I love the colors. I have worked a lot with matching colors in this journal. So, back of the envelope, here is a thin scrapbooking paper. It is from a reminiscence book, right, with scrapbooking papers. So I thought it's really nice to look together. Pinks and yellows. That's the back of it. Here we have a piece of paper that I dyed with something a few years back, and I have dried it on a baking tray that has holes in it, so it looks like polka dots, and I think that's quite interesting. And on this side I just folded it up. I haven't glued it up, just folded it so that I have a little fold and pocket. And I put that little paper clip there. And inside it I have tucked this. This is a vintage card, Swedish postcard. And I have stamped on the back of it. This is from a Tim Holtz stamp set. And I have also reinforced the card up here with some full cellophane tape. This is a postcard that I had in my stash with tulips on it, and that's just been tipped in to make something for the eye to go along the page. And here we have from a yearbook, and it says March up here and March over there, and we have the sweet violets. We have some music page. From this folio is from a book about butterflies. Here is some craft packing paper, and I have extended this flip with the snowdrop fairy. I love the colors together once again. On the other side is another fairy. I don't know the name of that one though. And I believe it's more autumn, not spring. I have repaired a little rip there with some full cellophane tape. This is from a yearbook with images from the artist Marjolaine Bastin. She is a Dutch artist who draws amazingly birds and stuff like that. Nature, all kind of nature images. And you can journal on here as well. We have some turquoise grid paper. On the back is a small cutout from an Ideals magazine. There's some ledger. As I said, tons and tons of place to journal on here. Here we have a pocket made out of a folded music paper, and I have added some fussy cut tulips, a label and a stamp. This is a journaling card I made in one of my Use It or Lose It recently with a bird on it, and some tin Holtz ephemera and a label. Very spring-like. Here we have another one of those color waterfall pages. I just love the matching colors here. This is a tea-dyed postcard from Carl Larsson, Swedish artist that lived turn of the century, last century, I think. And that's been tipped in. We have some yellow copy paper. We have April page from the Edith Holden, not the Country Diary, the other one, Nature Notes, I think. And this is a flare leaf from another book, and those pages together, I think they look so beautiful. I have gone all in with the with the spring colors here. We have a book page from a book about different flowers, from garden flowers. We have a crocus. Down here is a little fairy once again in pink and purple. Some irises on this side. This is once again dyed with something that made it blue many years ago. We have pink braille paper, and that page has been extended with this book page. And this is some kind of orchid, I believe, or maybe a lily, I can't remember. That has been covered with some lined tea-dyed paper on the back. We have some stationery, lovely colors together. I love it. We have a fussy cut tulip down here. Here we have another Edith Holden folio from March. And on the back of it, we have a pocket we made in the last week's Use It or Lose It. Inside the pocket, I have put a journaling card that I made out of a fussy cut, not a fussy cut, a piece of book page, and that is from the same book, on the crocuses, and that here. We have some avocado dyed paper, and up here I stamped a bumblebee. Lots of bumblebees in the spring. This is from a book, the book What to Look For in Spring, the Ladybird book, with some birds and fishes and stuff, and flowers, of course. This is from a address book that I have. A folio from another botanical book. We have ledger. This is an old receipt from doesn't say here, maybe it says on the back. In the center of the signature we have a book page on, it's about baby birds, and I have sewn this in to and left the signature threads dangling in the center, and I have just added this tiny little bunny rabbit face and this little medallion thing, and that dangles, and you can cut them off if you don't like them. They have been knotted properly, and I think it looks fun. The receipt was from, nope, no date there either. We have an envelope that I decorated with a fussy cut, a label, and a bit of a rub-on. And inside the envelope is another snowdrop from the same book. And as I said, I just love all the colors together. Here are the greens and the yellows. Gorgeous. And of course it's a tuck spot on the back. We have some lined papers here that you can journal on in yellow and green. That's the back of the botanical book. And the address book and the book about what to look for in spring. The avocado dyed paper and the Edith Holden one. We have some more stationery. This one is blue. And the braille paper. This is, I believe we put this one in together. It was an envelope. And I decided to make it into a wraparound. But when I opened it, it was full of some text. So I lined it with some tea-dyed paper and made it into a pocket. So we have a pocket and a flip out. And a lovely tulip on front and some labels. And a tab with Edith Holden paper. Just love it. And this one is another one that we made lately in Use It to Lose It, with a lily of the valley and a label and some scanned cabinet card. And this is one of my 12 by 12 papers that I did masterboard, collage masterboard on. More of the blue paper, and this one flips out. It's been extended with the Heart's Ease fairy and the Cowslip fairy. Of course, you have to have the flower fairies in spring. We have more of the crocuses and more of the end papers from the book. The Edith Holden and the yellow. So once again, we have the lovely colors together. This is a tip-in. We made this together on camera. Lovely. This is actually for framing and putting on hanging on your wall. That's tipped into this onto this ledger. We have more of the turquoise grid paper and the margin and basta. And this is the back of the craft wrapping paper. Not wrapping paper, but I don't know. It's, yeah, maybe wrapping paper. It comes in boxes when you order stuff. We have the butterfly book, and on the back of the music paper we have another little pocket, double pocket I made in one of my Use It to Lose It out of a 6 by 6 paper. And in the small pocket we have this little note card, and in the big pocket behind we have this. This is a name day card with some violets and some daffodils, and this is probably antique. I didn't do anything to it. I just tucked it in here for you to use as you like. We have the back of the yearbook all around the year. Lovely daffodils there. And here I made another, put another little fussy cut of some apple blossoms, I believe it is. We have the back of the scrapbooking paper, and here on the back of the envelope I made another tip-in. This is a piece of paper I embossed. I believe it's watercolor paper, thin watercolor paper that I embossed, and this one actually flips down, and I just folded it up to make a pocket. Inside the pocket is a vintage Easter card, unused, and a small playing card with a bird and blue background. 5 of hearts, and that just folds up, and it's held in place with this little paper clip that I just rounded the edge there. And we have reached the back of the book. We have another big pocket. Inside it is two things. This is from a book about birds. And we have this vintage birthday card. It's from Germany and sent to Sweden. And in 1956. So it's vintage. And there we have it. The fabric spring themed junk journal. I really hope you enjoyed this flip through. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Give me a comment down below. This is my second fabric junk journal I make. The other one was a Christmas one I made a couple of years back. So it's been fun doing something different for once. She will be available in my Etsy store probably tomorrow, Wednesday. That's it for today, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps my channel to get in the algorithm here on YouTube. Thank you all for being with me today. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.